Imagine stealing from your job until the entire business collapses. Vanessa wasn't always like this. In fact, if you met her at the beginning, you'd probably say she was the perfect employee. Always early. Always focused. Always in control. But what people didn't really see was the pressure she was under. Vanessa came from a place where nothing was guaranteed. Bills, responsibilities. Survival was constant. So when she got the opportunity to work at Mr. Carter's store, she didn't play with it. To her, this wasn't just a job. It was her way out.
At first, Vanessa worked like she had something to prove. She was everywhere. Handling customers. Managing staff. Making sure everything ran smoothly. And slowly, people started noticing. Customers liked her. Staff respected her. And Mr. Carter? He trusted her more than anyone else. Now, Mr. Carter had other businesses to handle. Some even outside the country. So he needed someone reliable. Someone solid. And Vanessa became that person. Over time, he gave her more control. More responsibility. Until one day, he left the entire store in her hands.
It started small. So small. It didn't even feel wrong at first. A product here. A little money there. She told herself it wasn't a big deal. After everything she had done for the business, she felt like she deserved it. But small things don't stay small for long. Slowly, what started as nothing became something. And that's when Vanessa made a decision. One that would change everything. She started her own store. A small supermarket. Quiet. Out of the spotlight. But here's the part no one knew. The goods in her new store were coming from Mr. Carter's business. Sometimes she would order stock. But instead of bringing it into the main store, she diverted it to her own shop. Other times, she would take money meant for the business and use it to grow her own. She wasn't just taking anymore. She was building something else with what didn't belong to her. And the craziest part? No one suspected her. She was the manager. The most trusted person in the entire store. At first, no one noticed anything. Everything looked normal on the surface. The store was open. Customers were coming in. Staff were doing their jobs. But behind the scenes, something wasn't adding up. Sales didn't match inventory. Products were going missing. Money wasn't where it was supposed to be. And eventually, Mr. Carter started to notice. He began spending more time in the store. Watching closely. Checking records. Reviewing reports. And one question kept coming back. Where is the money going? At first, he thought it was a mistake. Then he thought it was the staff. He even brought in someone to monitor inventory. And suddenly, the atmosphere in the store changed. People started whispering, blaming each other, trying to figure out what was going on. But the one person no one suspected was Vanessa. She was still doing her job. Still showing up. Still acting normal. As if nothing was wrong. But everything was. But the truth is, things don't stay hidden forever. The losses kept increasing. Week after week. Month after month. The store was no longer the same. Shelves weren't as full anymore. Customers started noticing. Something felt off. And Mr. Carter? He had a decision to make. Keep losing money. Or accept the truth. And eventually, he couldn't ignore it anymore. He made the call to shut it down. The store closed. Just like that. Employees lost their jobs. People who depended on that income were suddenly left with nothing. And Vanessa? She lost everything too. The job that fed her. The opportunity she was given. Gone. All because she chose short-term gain over long-term stability. Greed doesn't destroy things immediately. Sometimes it destroys them slowly, until there's nothing left. Never bite the hand that feeds you. After everything was gone, there was nothing left to hide behind. No busy store. No customers. No noise. Just silence. Vanessa stood there, looking around at what used to be her workplace. The same place she once walked into with purpose, now felt empty. At first, she tried to convince herself it wasn't that bad. That she could recover. That she still had her own store. But slowly, reality started to catch up with her. Because the truth is, the business she built on the side was never truly hers. It was built on borrowed success. On taken resources. On something that was never meant to last. And without Mr. Carter's store, everything started to fall apart. The supply slowed down. The structure wasn't the same. The growth she once saw began to disappear. And for the first time, Vanessa had to face something she had been avoiding all along. Her choices. She thought she was being smart. She thought she was securing her future. But in reality, she was destroying the very thing that was keeping her stable. And now, there was no going back. No second chance. Just consequences. The truth is, greed doesn't always look dangerous at the beginning. Sometimes, it looks like opportunity. Sometimes, it feels justified. Sometimes, it even feels deserved. But slowly, it takes more than it gives. Until one day, you look around and realize there's nothing left. While everything was happening, there were things people didn't see. The quiet moments. The small signs that something wasn't right. The hesitation in Vanessa's decisions. The slight changes in how she worked. But no one paid attention. Because when someone has earned your trust, you don't look for reasons to doubt them. And that's how it happens. Not suddenly, but gradually. Right in front of everyone. Without anyone realizing. What if Vanessa had made a different choice? What if she stayed loyal to the opportunity she was given? What if, instead of taking from the business, she built her future the right way? Imagine where she could have been. The trust she had could have turned into something bigger. More responsibility. More growth. Even ownership. Because people like Mr. Carter don't just reward results. They reward loyalty. And Vanessa had both. She had the skill. She had the trust. She had the opportunity. But she chose the shortcut. And shortcuts don't build anything that lasts. They only create something temporary. Something unstable. Something that eventually falls apart. And that's the part most people don't realize. It's not just about what you gain in the moment. It's about what you lose in the long run. So the next time you're faced with a choice, think about the bigger picture. Because not every opportunity needs to be taken advantage of. Some need to be protected.